You know, guys, I don't want to lie, man. One of the things that I hate the most is seeing politicians trying to act like they care about this country. This is one of those things that actually bothers me. When I see a politician trying to act like they care for this country, it actually rubs me wrong. And now I'm talking about the acting police minister, Professor Feroz Kachali, because the acting police minister is warning that South Africa is at risk of becoming the next Colombia or Ecuador. So the question that I have for the acting police minister is, why do you care? Why do you care? Because when you were announced to be the next police minister, you did an interview and you told South Africans that you do not believe in shoot to kill because you think that shoot to kill criminalizes the police. Cachalia actually believes that most of the crime that has been committed in this country can be resolved by a strong rhetoric instead of the police dealing with the criminals, with the hardened criminals. And all of us were shocked to say this guy is going to be the acting police minister in South Africa, a country that is very much violent. And the first thing that this guy is going to say is that he does not believe in shoot to kill. What is this guy actually about? So when he says that we are at the risk of becoming Colombia or Ecuador, why does he care? Because his rhetoric has actually made it very clear and that he would actually prefer us to become Colombia or Ecuador. You can't tell me that before you even assume office, you're gonna do the podcast telling the people of the country that is very much violent, the people that are in support of what the KZN police is doing, and telling them that you don't believe in the police killing these hardened criminals. You believe in the police having a strong rhetoric against these hardened criminals. And now you're gonna say that no, I'm worried about the level of crime in this country, and if we are not if we are not careful, we might actually become the next Colombia or Ecuador. These ANC people and the Al-Qaedas, they would actually prefer us to become the next Colombia or Ecuador so that they can operate nicely without being held accountable. I'm sure this democracy is one of the things that the ANC hates. It's one of the things that the ANC hates. That now we have people in this country that can say whatever that they want to say. We have the people that can elect whoever that they want to elect. They hate it. They hate it. So this article says that the infiltration of government procurement by organized crime is a threat to national security, and says Professor Feroz Kachali. And when he was asked if South Africa is at risk of becoming the next Colombia or Ecuador, Cachalia said this was a real possibility should government authorities fail to roll back the tide and reform anti-corruption institutions into more effective entities. Over the past few months, South Africa has been rocked by allegations that organized crime has cultivated links to senior politicians and by evidence of massive personal enrichment that is taking place through the looting of public resources. Okay, guys, so let me start it before. The infiltration of government procurement by organized crime is a threat to national security democracy, says Professor Feroz Kachali. When Cachalia was asked if South Africa is at risk of becoming the next Colombia or Ecuador, Cachalia said this was a real possibility should government authorities fail to roll back the tide and reform anti-corruption institutions into more effective entities. But there's absolutely no way that the ANC is going to push for these institutions to be maybe to be funded. Like there's absolutely no way. We can see the links that okay, this is the reason why the NPA has been so incompetent. It is deliberate why the NPA it has been so incompetent. It is deliberate. The ANC does not want a functional NPA. The same ANC is the one that have destroyed the Scorpions. So why would these people go back and now roll back these institutions, because these institutions are going to arrest them? And you, Cachalia, as the acting police minister of the ANC, there's absolutely no way that you would arrest any of these people. No way. Over the past few months, South Africa has been rocked by allegations that organized crime has cultivated links to senior politicians and by evidence of massive personal enrichment that is taking place through the lootings of public resources. In an interview on the sidelines of Kgalema Motlanthe Foundation, Cachalia said, quote, "The pattern of criminality in this country has evolved with the emergence of cartels and criminal business enterprises in the diverse areas from kingpin to extortion, construction mafias, drug dealing, and gangs." Quote, "Some of these cartels are infiltrating government institutions. So take Ket Matlala for an example. He and his so-called co-conspirators have been able to infiltrate procurement systems in a variety of institutions. There are also clearly links with the political leaders, with corruption which involves the abuse of public power and organized crime exist separately, increasing that they are connected, which is what makes this threat a national security." So, guys, I know some of the people might actually say that, yeah, the acting police minister, what he's saying is true. Like, what he's saying is absolutely true. What he's saying, I'm not going to take anything from what he said. It's true that some of these cartels are infiltrating government institutions. I'm not going to take anything from what he said, but this is just lip service. This is what it is. It is just lip service. I mean, nobody can actually convince me that the ANC or Ramaphosa or the administration of Ramaphosa is actually serious about crime or corruption, resolving this issue of crime and corruption. Nobody can actually convince me that Ramaphosa and his administration are serious about this issue of corruption. I mean, the whole president right now, as we speak, is still trying to defend himself after he was seen outside the home of Maumela. The same Maumela that has been alleged to be the kingpin of one of the cartels that is running amok in this country. So these people are just giving us the lip service. They are just telling us as South Africans what we want to hear. It's not like they want to do something about it or they are going to do anything about it. Cachalia is not going to do anything about what he himself is saying in his own mouth. When he says that there are also clear links. When Cachalia in his own mouth says that there are also clear links with political leaders, while corruption which involves the abuse of public office and organized crime exist separately, increasing they are connected. Like Cachalia is saying that these people, like it's clear that these people are linked with the politicians, but he is not going to do anything to these politicians that are linked with these people that are committing all of these crimes. It is just lip service. It is just lip service. I just do not understand, man. I just do not understand how can some people actually take the likes of Cachalia very seriously. I cannot. Sometimes I'm trying to say, okay, Thomas, like cool down and just listen to this person. I would be sitting there and listening to this person, and I would be like, what? What? Just like the spokesperson of Ramaphosa. The spokesperson of Ramaphosa just told us that the house of Ramaphosa is not that far from the house of Maumela. It's a walking distance. He told us that. But he says that no, the president doesn't know who lives in that house. The president has no relations with the guy that lives in that house. But the guy said the president actually married the aunt of that guy, but he has no relation with this person. But their houses are so near to each other. This is what I hear when I listen to these politicians. Just like that president of the ANC Youth League saying that Operation Dudula is cowards because they are going after illegal immigrants instead of going to fight the drugs in Hillbrow and in Yeovil. I couldn't believe that this guy comes from the ANC and he admits that there are drugs that are being sold in Hillbrow and Yeovil under the administration of the ANC, and there is nothing that the ANC government has done about it. But because he's so short-sighted, his mind is like he cannot think further than his nose. He says that no, there are drugs there. They are selling the drugs there. Why don't Operation Dudula do something about those people that are selling the drugs there? He does not even see. By saying that, he's basically saying that the ANC has allowed those people to sell the drugs there. and they haven't done anything about it. I that's why I'm saying, like, I hate to be me sometimes. I hate it to be me sometimes because a politician could be saying this and I could hear exactly what this person is saying. I could hear exactly what they are saying.
We are all rightly outraged by the brazen shamelessness and cruelty of the grand larceny at the Tembisa hospital. And I'm sure that it's not the only hospital that has this problem. What we are witnessing is the...
And you know, guys, this thing of these people trying to pretend like we are also shocked about what these people done. We didn't have any idea that these people were doing this. Just like right now, some of the politicians that are trying to sound smart, that obviously thinks that South Africans are idiots, are saying that maybe these people have actually done this thing to other hospitals, pretending not to know. Pretending not to know. We will hear when the commissions go forward that, okay, maybe they've actually done this in this hospital and this hospital, and some of these politicians are involved. But I hate when they pretend to be like us, to be shocked by the things that are shocking us. We know that they are privy of these things. We know that they know these things. That's why nobody is actually listening to Ramaphosa when he says that I don't know Maumela, but my house is just a couple of minutes from the house of Maumela, and I'm passing by the house of Maumela every day. Just imagine the spokesperson of the president is telling South Africans that the president is passing by the house of Maumela almost every day. Almost every day. And what does it say about us when we have a character like Mayumela living in the same street with the president of the country? You have a guy that has been accused of stealing the billions of rands. This guy is living in the same street with the president of the country. I mean, the president of the country, the office should be respected. But the guy that is occupying the office of the president right now is just a criminal, just like his nephew. They are the same, unfortunately. They are the same, but it says a lot, the fact that these people are literally living in the same street or in the same neighborhood. That this guy that is busy destroying the hospitals and people dying as the result of that, he lives in the same street with the president of the country that is supposed to be protecting the people of this country. And we are being told that the motorcade of the president passes the house of this man every day. We are being told that every time when the president takes the walks, he passes by the home of this guy. Can you believe that, man? Can you believe that? Like, it is absolutely unbelievable. So I don't like it when these people are trying to pretend to be shocked like the rest of us. Just like Cachalia now, like I'm sure like they have done this to other hospitals. Of course. Of course. What do you mean?
What we are witnessing is the interpenetration of what the National Anti-Corruption Council, which I had the privilege of chairing until recently, has called systemic corruption. One must only think, for instance, of procurement, the way public procurement works in our country, together with organized crime and the infiltration of our structures or institutions of political authority, bureaucracies, and economic sectors. I think that this represents a threat to our national security. This is not ordinary crime or even ordinary corruption. These phenomena cannot be understood or remedied simply as consisting of individual criminal actors for which the remedy is always and simply the criminal law, which works after the fact.
I mean, like, this is a joke, man. Like this is a joke. The fact that this guy is saying these things to while attending the Kgalema Motlanthe Foundation, the same Kgalema Motlanthe that has destroyed the scorpions, they are there talking about corruption. That's why I said earlier on that, guys, like it's almost as if we live in a simulation. You have the Minister of Police standing there at the Kgalema Motlanthe Foundation speaking about corruption. When you have Kgalema Motlanthe himself, the man that has destroyed the Scorpion. And by doing that, he has done the comrades a lot of favors. I'm sure that Kgalema Motlanthe is still getting something from these politicians by getting rid of the Scorpions. I'm sure. I'm sure. But how can the whole Minister of Police be attending the function of Kgalema Motlanthe to speak about corruption? It's like me going to Nkandla to address South Africans about corruption. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. So these people are doing nothing but offering us lip service. And I hope that the South Africans do not fall for this rhetoric. It is nothing but rhetoric and lip service. Guys, what are your thoughts? Please tell me what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hit the like button. And the most important part, subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabaso. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.